My goodness, I use Firefox because I don't want Google selling my data. Well, believe it or not, Firefox looks really ugly, especially with this home screen. Who cares about the news? I don't. I'm a young guy, and there's a lot of mistakes I'll make in my life in the future. So to start off, open up the link in the description and you will see nightTab. Now, yes, this is the same video I made for Chrome, but on Firefox, and it's pretty straightforward for installing. All you need to do is click Add to Firefox and click Add, and it'll say all this stuff. Just click OK, got it. If you want it to run in private windows, you can click that little special button, click OK, got it, and that's it. That's it. So open up a new tab, and it will tell you that, things have changed, and just say keep changes, and you will see this. Look at this wonderfulness. This is nightTab. Now I'm going to quickly transition over to my previous tutorial with the same awful jokes. Have a good one. So, a quick little overview. This is the date. This is a search bar that you can search your bookmarks, or search Google if you press enter. You can edit and add bookmarks, and you can change the colors. Now, you could do a lot more customization than anything that's on the top, and I'll get into that. To start off, to add a bookmark, you need to click the Add button. Yeah, so there's something called a group and a bookmark. You wouldn't believe it, but a group is a group of bookmarks. Now I'm going to stop being obvious here because this is not an infomercial. A group allows you to open all of your bookmarks in a specific group, and you can turn off this button if you just want to have this labeled, which I'll show you in the settings later on. So, add a new bookmark, and this is kind of where things get a little bit difficult. So, to start off, you can add it to a new group or an existing group, choose the position. Really doesn't matter what position you choose because you can change it later. And now here comes the customization. You can show a visual element for your bookmark, and you can have letters, an icon, or an image. Now for letters, you could do something like FB, maybe for Facebook or something else, or you could do an icon and you could search Facebook or whatever. And in this case, there's a whole bunch. Click on that. You can have that as an image, well, as an icon, sorry, or you could have an image. You could probably use a PNG, but I just usually use the icons because they all kind of fit the same theme. Moving on, we have name. Now this is helpful if you have maybe multiple Facebook accounts. You are maybe a cyber predator or something. I don't know, but you can add a name underneath it. You could put Facebook, if you have troubles identifying the icon, or you could put your fake Facebook profile like Cutie Pie Night 120 or something. You could have that to show different accounts. Now, this is where you actually configure the bookmark. You need to insert the URL. In this case, I'm going to go to YouTube and not show you my suggested videos because they are questionable, and paste the URL into here. Now, you could go down to Advanced Controls, and this allows you to change quite a bit of the look of all of the bookmarks, but in all honesty, I would not worry about this yet, because most of the time you want all your bookmarks to look the same, and if you customize it for every single bookmark, you'll waste a ton of time. But there's one thing that you need to change for specific bookmarks if you want, and it's at the very bottom, and it's called tile. You can make your bookmarks either just 1x1s, like as you see on the left, or you can make them 2x1s, which will make them thicker. And if you want them really thick, you can enable both of them and make it a 2x2. And you could make it tall. So you can adjust the size and the ratio. Not very precisely, but you can either make it 2 times as thick, 2 times as tall, or 2 times the size. I'm going to create it as a tall tile, and click Add. Now, how do we edit this? Because I just set it as Facebook, Cutie Pie 120, and it's YouTube. Well, you click on Edit, and it allows you to re-edit your bookmark, and make any changes just in case you messed up, like me smacking the mic there was a mess up. Moving on, if you want to change the orientation or the position, all you need to do is click on the arrows and it will move it around, or if you're lazy and you don't want to click arrows a whole bunch of times, just click this and drag it over, and that's the hamburger button. And let's say you want to remove any bookmark, it's pretty simple, just click the X button. And if you want to remove a group, you just have to focus on the group. It has the same kind of movement thing where you can orient it however you want, but maybe I'm not a developer, so I remove the dev site group. And if you want to change the name of a group, you just click Edit, and you can change it to whatever. You can have random names, and you can disable that oh so ugly Open All button, which I'm going to do. And if you want to turn off editing mode, click Edit. Now, let's say you've configured all your bookmarks, and now you want to spice it up a little bit. Well, this might be perfect for you. In any case, see you later, alligator. But for me, it kind of looks ugly. So I'm going to start by changing the color. This is very basic customization, but it gets very in-depth later on. So you can just move this around, choose whatever color you want. As you see, if you go a little too dark, it doesn't work as well, so you might have to go lighter. And you change your accent color to white or something, and oh goodness, wow, it looks so good. But no, you can do better. So go to the Settings tab, which I should say before I click, it's the big gear icon, and go to Theme, which is in the center. Click on that bad boy, and you see a whole bunch of presets. You can go to basic presets, like the one we just had, or you can go to more crazier ones like macaroon. Oh my goodness, look at these beautiful colors. They hurt my eyes. You can also do other ones, and they change the fonts, the color, and some other elements. A very good one that you guys might like, because I kind of know what you guys like, use Nord. Looks great. I think it looks phenomenal, to be honest, and I'm definitely going to change my current theme to that. But in any case, let's say maybe you don't like the font, or maybe these icons are too rounded. All you need to do is scroll down on your themes, and you'll see all these different options that you can change. So fonts, you can change the font, you can change the weight, which makes it thicker. You can change if it's italicized or not. UI, I have no idea. It probably just changes stuff in here, but just leave it as is, honestly. Same settings. You can have light or dark mode or automatic, which doesn't work on your sunset and sunrise time. It just kind of picks a random time and goes with it. If you turn on light mode, your eyes will get blasted. And you stick to dark mode, because that's what most people do. Now, we have another thing that is a little oh so important. There's accent colors, which you can change if you want, but this is kind of where it gets a little fancy, is radius. This allows you to change the radius of corners, so you can go from square, which looks nice and modern, or you can go all the way down to rounded, which kind of looks like those really ugly typewriter keyboards that a lot of people have for some reason. Anywho, I'm not to judge. You can change this shade, which, is pretty obvious. If you have any questions about what something might do, just mess around with it, and you can always reset it back to normal if you want. Now, let's say it's all done. This is perfect. And I'm a rich kid, and I have 2 computers. Well, fortunately for you, you can actually import this onto your other computer. And to do that, go to the Settings cog again, go to Data, and click Export Data. And it will download your most recent, or not your most recent, the current layout of your theme. And let's say maybe you're kind of customizing, you're kind of A/B testing. Well, you could always click Clear Data, make a new theme, and once you're done with it, export it again. And let's say you want to get back your old theme because, oh god, that one looks ugly. Just click Import Data, open that bad boy up, and it will restore to normal. Now, I'm going to show you a theme that I made that has a little bit more customization. I probably should have customized it more to make it an easier segue, but nevertheless, I'm going to import it. And it's called pleasepickme.json. Now, this one, you see, I have pictures as my background. How did I do that? And how do I make the icons go at a different angle? Well, I'll answer those questions in order. So to start, pictures you can add by editing your bookmarks. But one thing I want to stress is that if you refresh the page, you'll see that some of the images load pretty quickly, and this one on the bottom left that I specifically picked takes longer to load. If you are impatient like me, this might be a little ugly, because you have your whole thing refreshes, and this takes a long time to come back. So you might like that, you might not. Nevertheless, just do what you want. If you don't mind the image loading, go for it. But to actually make the image as the background of the icon, or the bookmark, sorry, you need to go to the Edit tab, edit the bookmark, scroll all the way down, Advanced Controls, scroll down a little bit more and keep going, and you will see Background. And you can have a video or an image. And let's say the image is really bright, like the one I had before. Just turn down the opacity, and it will make it a little bit dimmer. And that's basically how you add it. Now, just to stress something, your images do have to be hosted on a website. So that means you have to have like an image from Imgur or something. And yeah, you can't use local files, which kind of sucks, but that's the way it is. You might be able to use a local file, but it doesn't work. So you can't use a local file. but at least we tried, right? Anywho, moving on, let's talk about how I made these icons on the bottom left of the bookmark. Now, you could be crazy, like I kind of was when I first started doing this, and click on Netflix for no apparent reason, doxing yourself. But in any case, go to Edit, and you can see that if you scroll down to Advanced Controls, you can change the content alignment. Now, if you do this for one, guess what? It doesn't apply for every single bookmark, so that's why here's the shortcut that I'm going to show you. Go to the Settings tab, go to Bookmarks, and from here, you can actually adjust everything. So in this case, I'm going to go to the Content tab and click on the bottom left and click Apply to All, and it will reset it. You can make it go literally anywhere. Just choose wherever alignment you want and click Apply. And it's pretty simple. It works. The only unfortunate thing is that if you're in edit mode and you keep changing settings here, it's kind of hard to see how it will be once you're done. Anywho, moving on, let me fix that. There are a couple more things that you can do. And in this case, I'm going to import someone else's home screen. Now, someone was very fortunate to actually upload this, and you could do this yourself as well. If you have a really nice home screen that you want to share, just get the file, host it somewhere, throw the link in the description, and hopefully YouTube won't kick it out for some odd reason, and you could share your beautiful creation. So this guy created this, which I think is very nice, but it also burns my eyes, and he did a couple of things. So to start off, he changed the alignment of certain elements, he removed some stuff, and he added a background. So to do all that fancy stuff, you need to mostly focus in on the settings menu with the cog. None of these fancy adjustments are going to happen just through the Edit and Add tab. And how to make it work? Well, you need to go through all these settings, and it sucks. It takes a lot of time. I'm going to be very brief with a lot of them because if I go through them all the time, it's going to be a very long time. All the time, basically, that you're going to have. In any case, you can change the size. Obvious. Width, obvious. Basically, all of these you can just see by moving around and testing and playing around with it. In any case, it's pretty straightforward. You can align the area, which works instantaneously, and that's what this guy did. You can align things horizontal and vertical, which basically, yeah, it's obvious once you just click on it. And just this guy tinkered around for quite a bit. But that background, how do I make that background there? Well, you go to the Background tab. You go to Show Background Video or Image, you do Image and a URL. In this case, you can do a local file, which is nice, but you can't do it for the bookmarks. Nevertheless, one more tiny important thing that can just make it look 100% perfect. Let's say you are 100% done adding, editing any bookmarks, and you want to get rid of this edit and add thing. Go to your settings, go to header, because this is the header section. Anything underneath it is the bookmarks, or beside it in this case, since we're in the vertical thing. And you will see you have a whole bunch of settings. Now, I want to remove the edit and add buttons, so I go to edit and add, and I uncheck the box, and they disappear. Unfortunately, you cannot uncheck the settings box, because if you do that, you won't be able to get into the settings. That's like deleting, System 32 or something. You're going to have a bad time. Nevertheless, if you ever want to do anything a little more advanced, feel free to spend a little bit of time just going through each one of these settings and see what they do. There's a lot you could do. You could have a nice little greeting that says hello, good morning, or something. And it could say like, good morning. Oh, and, it really brings up your self-esteem. And I usually do this just because it feels a little bit personalized, and I have been lacking a lot of social contact from people. So at least my, my i7-4790K that's about to die can at least give me a little bit of heartwarming, empathy, feelings. Nevertheless, I'm going to go cry myself to sleep because I'm about to lose it. So you guys just have a wonderful night. And if you have any issues, just put them in the comments, and I'll help you out, okay? Have a good night, and I love you. Stay strong, stay strong. Okay, thank you.